Hey guys, Jamiy, and today on Roblox we're playing some more Loomian Legacy, as you can see on the screen right now. Obviously in today's video we are going to be talking about the starter's secret abilities. Now, yes, they have been added into the game finally. Obviously when the game first launched we had access to every wild secret ability, but we didn't actually have access to the starter's secret abilities. When the game first launched, Lando actually told me that they were, so I grinded for the gleam. When I did grind for the gleaming starters, obviously my another intent was to try and get the secret abilities or get lucky, So also I got all of the gleamings, and also I didn't get a secret ability because they actually weren't in the game. But in the latest update, we have access now to the secret abilities. Again, you need the Game Pass for the secret abilities. I think it's called the Oblong Charm. You need that one to actually find secret abilities in the wild. Now, I'm not actually sure if you need the Oblong Charm for the starter secret abilities. I would recommend getting it just in case if you are going to hunt for them. The main reason why is because also you only can get starters right now in the game by buying them for 50 Robux at the Professor's Lab. So obviously if you're going to spend a lot of Robux to try and get them, you might as well just get the Oblong Charm to be safe. Also, I don't actually know what the exact odds are. Also in the wild with the Oblong Charm, there is a 1 in 256 chance. So also it is basically doubled. Its hidden secret abilities are twice as rare as gleamings, if obviously you're using all of the max boost for gleamings to make that 128. So I don't know if the starter's secret ability chance is actually 1 in 256 or it's actually halved and 1 in 128. I would hope that it's a little bit easier, but I'm not really too sure what the odds are. It's either still 256 or it might be half down to 128, but I will just say, again, just be wary about it. It might be 256, so yeah, it's going to cost a lot of Robux, so I wouldn't recommend it to go for them right now. I would definitely recommend waiting until a form of breeding comes into the game so we can actually get them a little bit easier, and obviously don't have to like throw like, I think I worked out it was about like 10k Robux into the game just for one secret ability, and obviously you don't even get the choice to pick what personality you get, so it could be trash. But in today's video, we're going to the main topic now, is what actually is the starter's secret abilities. Now obviously I don't have them, but I know what they are, so we're going to be talking about them and exactly what they do. So obviously, I guess we'll start off with M-Bits. I guess we'll go in, I guess the best way actually is to go in Dex order, so from M-Bit all the way to Zulong for last. So then, start off with M-Bit. So also M-Bit's normal ability, or actually all of the starters share the same ability, is Awakening. Obviously in this game, Stab is not 1.5 times, it is 1.25 times, and Awakening basically changes it to 1.5 times. So your Stab moves, for example, Serenite is Fire Metal, so its Fire Metal typings are going to get a boost of 1.5 times rather than a 1.25 times. So basically, Serenite's secret ability is Terrifying, basically intimidate from Pokemon. As soon as Serenite enters the field with this secret ability, the opponent's melee attack stat will drop by 1 stage, and it's pretty simple, so I feel like it kind of fitted for Serenite, because seeing how it's pretty intimidating. Also, I guess it doesn't really make too much sense for the pre-evolutions, but I thought it fit Serenite pretty well. Next up, I guess, will be Dripple. Now, Dripple actually has, in my opinion, probably the best secret ability in the game, or just ability period in the game. So also again, its normal one is Awakening, but Dripple actually gets the secret ability Power Napper. Now this is kind of pretty much like regenerated from Pokemon, as you can see a theme. Also these were like the first abilities that actually gave stuff in the game, so some of them most of them are just like rehashes or just reworks or renamed versions from Pokemon, I guess. But this one is called Power Napper. Basically is regenerative from Pokemon. So if Loomian is already inside a battle, let's say it is on half of its health, it's lost quite a lot of health. If you swap Lumi back into your party and just swap out anything else, Loomian will regain 1/3 of its health. I believe it's still 1/3 of its health. I don't think that's changed, so still, that's really, really good, because also Loomian is a really, really tanky Loomian, and obviously with especially like these two moves, like you can get a lot of health back, especially with the health amulet on it as well, which I actually don't have one on it, but yeah, Luminami is a tank, so I kind of thought it was a little bit fitting, so that is Luminami's. Again, probably the best, in my opinion, in the game so far. Next up is Fivine. Now, this one was actually one of the longest to actually find. This was actually, I think, the last starter that people found, which I guess makes sense, but then again, Tatab is actually really good in PvP, so maybe not so, but basically, Fivine again has the same one, but for the secret ability it is called Thriving Pace. I think Pokemon's is called Quick Feet. Basically, if Tatab has a status, so if it's paralyzed, if it's burnt, if it's poisoned, if it's put to sleep, which won't really help, or if it's frozen, which I guess technically would now be the best one because it only uses energy and doesn't decrease anything else, but if it has any status, its speed is increased. I think Quick Feet in Pokemon was 1.5 times, so I think that's the same. I don't think it's anything quicker. But also Tatab is already super, super quick, so technically, if Tatab has that secret ability, technically it will be the quickest thing in the game. Obviously, that's pretty damn high, so that would make it that my Tatab right now at 35 would actually have a, multiply it, just at 50%, so 179, basically. Wait, did I do it right? Basically, yeah, like something like that. Actually, I think it'll be 178, because I guess it's not 120, so it basically like adds 50% of your speed if you have an ailment, which obviously kinda comes into sense once you actually look at some of the items. So obviously, I actually have one. We have the Thunder Orb, which actually paralyzes you after one turn of holding it, and Volcanic Ash, which also burns. You probably don't want the burn one, because right now, also, Tatab is a physical attacker or melee attacker, so you probably want to run the Thunder Orb. I don't exactly know how Quick Feet actually works in Pokemon with the Thunder Orb. I don't know if it neutrals it back out, or it ignores the paralysis, so if it ignores it, also the Thunder Orb would be nice on the Tatab, so then it would technically be the quickest thing in the game. Also, you gotta run Dodge to make sure they can actually get the Paralyze off. Also then again, Hidden Ability Avatros will also get a speed boost after one turn. If it runs Dodge, you can just get a quick speed boost, or Rev boost in this game. So also, so I guess technically right now, also, Zulong is the quickest thing in the game, but after a turn, Hidden Ability Avatros or Hidden Ability, or Secret Abilities even, Tatab can outspeed it, so that is really, really good. Again, a lot of people really wanted this one to have like something that would boost its speed in like something like Rain, for example, or actually I think it was the Sun one. So kind of took a little bit of that, but we don't know if weather's going to be in this game or not, especially for like Rain Dance, Sunny Day, like Sandstorm, stuff like that. So I feel like Thriving Pace was like a good one. Plus it doesn't double its speed, it's only like, it's kind of like a nerfed version of it, obviously. Plus it has to get hit by a status first, so I feel like it kind of balances it out, doesn't make it too strong. Next up low is Eaglet. I actually don't have a Valkyrie, but I do have a few trained Torpraise, which I still need to evolve, but I've been lazy, plus I don't think I'd really use them right now. But obviously, this one actually gets applied frustration. No, I think it's either amplified, but I think it's applied frustrations. APPLIED, so applied frustration. This one I actually don't know what the name is from Pokemon, but basically, if Eaglet, Slime, Torprey, or Valkyrie stat points go down by one stage when it has this secret ability, its ranged attack will go up by 2 stages, basically doubling it. So for example, if you have your Eaglet on the field and a secret ability Mbit comes out and has the terrifying ability to decrease your physical or melee attack, your range attack gets doubled. So really, really good. Obviously, if you can get the stat drop when you're hitting really, really hard. I mean, Valkyrie already hit super hard as it was, so that would be really cool. And with that ability, people might actually think about using Torprey. Now, also, its stats aren't the best, but it is really, really quick, and it actually has some really good range attack anyway. So with a boost, I feel like people could actually use Torpray potentially. So that could be like something worth looking into. Next up is Vambat, probably one of the worser his secret abilities. This one is Sharp Claws. Also, it just boosts its basically like Tough Claws. It boosts the moves that are contact based, I believe. So basically all of the melee moves. So there's that. I did originally want to give it, well actually originally I actually gave Vesperatu a version of Prankster, but obviously with like Revival and stuff like that, I thought it was a bad idea, so we ended up going against it and we got Sharp Claws instead. Next up was Himber, or is Himber. Now Himber's evolution line actually gets Staunch, I believe is how you pronounce that. So this one is kind of similar to Clear Body. Himber, if it has the secret ability, Himber cannot lose any stats. So for example, if Terrifying came in on it, it wouldn't lose any melee attacks. So I think that is decent on Himber, because also it's meant to be a tank, so your defenses aren't going to get lowered. Its attack stat isn't the greatest, also you don't want your attack stat getting lowered. Again, it's a little bit boring compared to like the other ones, but I thought it kind of made a little bit of sense for Himber, and I really couldn't think of anything else other than that, really. And last but not least is Zulong. Now Zulong actually gets Brute Force. So if you don't know what Brute Force is, it's basically Sheer Force from Pokemon. So pretty much, if you use a move with a secondary effect, for example, Thunder Strike may paralyze, it will no longer paralyze, but the damage will go up a little bit. So obviously, that's not really gonna. It's a little. It's good and it's not good on Zulong. The reason why is mostly because of the normal abilities. The normal abilities basically increases your strength by 25%, and that's all it really does, if they're stab at least. What Brute Force does, instead of making it 25%, it makes it 30%, but you're losing your secondary effect. So for example, Thunder Strike's not going to be able to paralyze anymore. Elemental Burst isn't going to be able to get any ailments on anyone, so it's kind of a bad thing if you look at it like that, especially for stab. That it only really applies to stab, but also if Zulong is running like fire moves, water moves, then also Brute Force would actually increase those ones and actually make it good. But obviously, Starter's ability Awakening only applies to same type attack bonuses, which is also for Zulong, Ancient and Electric, but again, a little bit lackluster, I guess, for Zulong now thinking about it. I actually did give it Brute Force before we thought about the Awakening ability, so I guess I technically should have gone back and like changed it to maybe be something better, but I thought it would be better to leave it. Obviously, it will most likely run more moves in the future that might not just be stab. I don't exactly know how good the Ancient Electric stabs are or work together. I think it's really good, but also if we like, I don't know, if we give this thing something else, let's just say an ice type move, maybe, I'm not saying it will, but let's just say it has an ice type move, and also that's going to help it do a little bit more damage if you have the secret ability. But that's basically all the secret abilities. Now, like I said, some of them do look better than others. For example, Power Napper and Thriving Pace, I think in my opinion are the best ones. Then I would probably say Terrifying and Applied Frustrations is next. Then Brute Force. Then I'd probably put like Sharp Claws and Staunch probably at the bottom. So yeah, but the reason why like right now the Vesperatu kind of sucks is because Sharp Claws is a good ability, but Vesperatu only gets really low base power moves, because also both of its signature moves are health moves. They don't actually have really high power, so obviously Vesperatu doesn't really have any good attacking moves right now, but once it gets them, Sharp Claws might be a little bit better on it, so there is that. But anyway, look, I'm gonna leave this off here. Hope you guys enjoyed, but that is actually all of these starters' secret abilities. They have all been found now by certain people, and that is pretty cool, man. But anyway, I'm gonna leave off here. I'll see you guys next time.